It's always a pleasure speaking with you. We did this last year. I'm so glad you made time to talk this year because it is TIFF time. It's Tiffy time, if I can put it that way. Um, one of the things I love to ask you right off the top is, A, have you seen any films? And B, if so, how many? If not, how many do you plan on seeing?
Before I get started, let me just say this is the most awake that we're going to be over the next 11 days or however long it is before the film festival's over. It's like a week and a half from now, basically. And I just know my energy and my stamina and everything will just deteriorate from here on out. And eventually we come out the other side. We don't know where we are. We can't remember everything. That's the TIFF experience. So to answer your
It-
question, so
Mhm.
far I've seen 15 movies this year.
Okay.
And the festival hasn't even started yet. But by the
And
end of the festival, going by past years, I think I'm going to break my record, which is about 41 movies in one
jeez.
year. I know that's not the festival technically. The boundaries of the festival expand when you're a journalist because it starts before the festival. But I think I'll probably pass like 42, 43 when we're all set.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And it's definitely a lot. Let's jump right into it because you really are one of the best people to speak with when it comes to TIFF. Everybody always wants to know what's the gems? What are the films we want to see? I know you have some favorites. I've already mentioned I have one of my favorites, but I'm not going to mention that just yet. What are some of your favorites right off the top that you can think of?
There's the favorites that I've seen, and then there's the favorites that I'm anticipating. So if we're going, let's go with what I've seen for a couple of
Okay.
them. Now, you're gonna know this, but a lot of other people won't. A lot of these movies are under embargo, so we watch them with an agreement that we can't really say what we think of them until they screen for the public and the reviews are released and all that stuff. However, there's a few I think I can say that I liked, and one of them is a documentary called Modern Horror. It, yeah, it's
I've
it's
heard about this.
if you don't know, it's a documentary by a woman who actually worked on Anora as a consultant as they were in production. Her name's Andrea Werhun, and she is telling her story of her experiences as a sex worker, as a stripper, and basically recreating the world that she lived in through like slightly comedic, colorful reenactments, for lack of a better description. They're really over the top. They're a little bit risque, but not too much. It's just a very fun movie. I've seen it twice actually because I wanted to watch it again. I just really enjoyed it. She's so charming.
I was
Um,
gonna ask, is this isn't this a Canadian movie? Am I correct?
it
Wrong.
is. She's a Canadian. She's based in Toronto, and pretty much all the stories she shares are from Toronto. So it's got all that CanCon in it.
Oh my goodness. Cannot wait for that one. What else are you thinking of? How are you feeling about?
So I haven't seen it yet, but Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, takes one of my favorite Canadian TV shows of recent years and turns it into a film. I actually don't know that much about it. I've been trying to avoid any coverage that gets into the specifics, but I think it involves something maybe to do with time travel, but I don't know. The show was premised on these two guys who they were two musicians who were kind of like not that great, but their goal was to perform at the Rivoli, and so that was the show when it originally started. It was a Vice series, if I remember right, and it was just so off the wall, part documentary, part improvisation, and it just always cracked me up. So I'm really interested to see what they do with this new installment.
Can I jump in with the one
Yeah,
that I really want to see?
I can
And
guess it, but I want to see if I'm right. I want to see if I'm right.
okay, I'm gonna let you guess because I will just say women rule. And I think that's the way to go, especially because from what I understand, the person who created this is going to be in town for this too.
This is not the one that I was going to
A certain Lilith Fair.
Yes. Okay, so I've seen this one.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about it.
Okay, so if we could just give everybody exact, if you remember what the title is and what this is about, because I'm excited about this one.
Lilith Fair Building a Mystery, which I don't really get the reason why they called it that. I'm not sure what the mystery is or what was being built that was the mystery. It's obviously a reference to a Sarah McLachlan song, but I don't see how it parallels with the actual story of Lilith Fair. Regardless, this movie premieres at TIFF and then rolls out on CBC like about a week and a half later. So people will have a chance to see this right after the festival if they don't see it here in Toronto. And it's a look back at the time that Lilith Fair, took shape, the social confines that women musicians were facing within the 90s. And then what Sarah McLachlan and the other musicians sort of built out of this festival and how it sort of changed the industry. It's definitely a documentary where if you love Lilith Fair, you're gonna get a lot of Lilith Fair, a lot of not B-roll, what's the word I'm looking for? Archival footage that's never been
Mhm.
seen before. Great performances, some good interviews. It's very much a celebration of what Lilith Fair was. So it's a lot of fun.
I'm excited about it because twice I did back when it was here in Toronto, I did interviews with her backstage. So I'm excited. I know I'm not in it, but I'm excited just to see what they decided to put together on this. Now I'm wondering, what were you thinking that I was gonna say?
Okay, so my guess was the Smashing Machine. Because I know you
That
like
would be
wrestling.
second choice. That would be second choice.
Yeah, so this is Dwayne the Rock Johnson, looking a lot like somebody that isn't Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I don't know what he did, and I when I was watching this movie because I did see it, and I guess I can't really talk about it, but I'm wondering how they did all of this stuff to his face because it doesn't look like him. Aside from the fact that he has hair, he also has a different face.
It's and it's incredible too because of what people are seeing as we speak now, of the fact of him losing weight. He's talked about the fact that he's been ill and some other things have been going on in his life, and he ended up had to lose 60 pounds. So to see him with a different face there as the character that he is there in I do believe it Octagon, um, or it's fighting. I can say fighting. I do believe it's the Octagon. I could be
UF,
wrong.
UFC, and it's the
UFC.
sword of Mark Kerr.
That's it. That's it. So
I don't know who he is, but I'm sure you do.
I definitely do know he's a famous MMA fighter. So the fact of all of this, I think people are going to be really interested in seeing The Rock there for the film and then seeing him the way he is now. And from what I've seen on social media, you've probably seen this too. He's been getting standing ovations for his role in this.
Yeah, and I guess I can't really talk about the film too specifically, but I will say, because I did observe this trailer, it's definitely an Oscar play for him and Emily Blunt. Their performances are very strong and they feel very Oscar-y. Now, what I would add is the director is Benny Safdie. He's one of the Safdie brothers who are best known probably for Uncut Gems, the Adam Sandler movie that's on Netflix. It's like very edgy, quite aggressive, like really in your face. So I think the Smashing Machine will appeal to people who like that style of film, but anyone who can't stand watching someone get punched in the head a whole bunch, they're really like I was looking around at the critics around me, and some of them were like, "Oh, oh, oh!" So it's not for everyone.
Oh my goodness, they could not probably could even happen handle wrestling too. Give me one more that you think that could be one of those gems that we should look out for.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one that I'm looking forward to, and then I'm gonna give you a quick guess because I think one of the People's Choice contenders, which we can talk about in a sec, is I have a guess for it. But first, I'll say Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein is one I'm really looking forward to. It's a Netflix film, but for me, it seems like a theatrical film. It's one I want to see on the big screen, and it was partly shot here in Toronto. Guillermo has a home here. He loves Toronto. He loves Canada, and this is his adaptation of Mary Shelley's classic Gothic novel. So I want to see his version of Frankenstein. I mean, he's done The Shape of Water and won a Best Picture Oscar. He's
Yeah.
done Pan's Labyrinth and captured our imaginations with some really fascinating horror. So what is he going to do to make Frankenstein different than the dozens of versions we've seen before? That's what I'm interested in.
Okay, and actually, and I'm going to interrupt. There should be another film that we should talk about, and everybody's been talking about it. John Candy.
Yes, the opening night movie. So it's fantastic. I think that John Candy's getting his chance to shine in a documentary. Obviously, the late John Candy, he died in the early 90s. Um, and I haven't seen it yet, but
No.
I don't know what it's going to explore. I mean, a full length feature. I know there's going to be some revelations and just I think a real celebration of him. So I'm really looking forward to that. I was a huge John Candy fan when I was a kid.
Same here. I never had a chance to meet him, but I did meet his children. So, and they're amazing. So, yeah. Oh man, Tiff is going to be busy. I'm just going to ask you one other thing, just for advice for anybody.
Do
Oh,
I get
sorry. Go ahead.
do I get to give my bet for the People's Choice?
Yes, please, please, please,
Okay.
and then we'll get back to my question.
People's Choice is the big award that TIFF gives out. It's viewer voted. The audiences watch the movies. They vote for their favorite. Every year it kind of rises and often pushes the film towards Oscar contention. You know, La La Land, Green Book, these are all recent winners. However, I think this year the one to watch for is called Rental Family, and it's with Brendan Fraser. And it's about, well, I haven't seen it, but it's about this American who moves to Japan and basically becomes part of the industry that is a rental family, where people basically hire a family to be their family in social spaces. TIFF has lined up a lot of screenings for this movie over the next week and a half, which suggests that they think it's going to be a contender for People's Choice. And People's Choice tends to lean towards audiences, you know, like feeling very passionate about the film. Often there's something like rousing that really gets them to want to vote for that movie after they see it. And it seems like this one is an early contender for the win.
I would definitely agree with that. I've seen the trailers for it. I had to watch it a couple of times to get the premises. Of course, you helped clear it up, but I think that one's so interesting. And of course, one of the greatest Canadian actors, I think, ever. And to have him in that role, I think is going to be amazing. The thing I was going to ask you as we're wrapping this up, for anybody who's new at TIFF, what do you suggest for them if they're trying to figure out films, getting around in that area, TIFF Town, and just trying to navigate throughout because there's so much going on, and of course, so many fans will be trying to, stand around the red carpet, hoping to get that selfie that nobody else gets, but everybody else does. What do you suggest?
So I would say a lot of people who don't get TIFF tickets early just kind of surrender. This is what I hear at least. They're like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to get in. I'm not gonna be able to see anything. Oh, well, maybe next year. And to me, the real time for new TIFF goers to catch movies is on the last weekend of the festival, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where everything's are starting to wrap up. Because a lot of the Hollywood and industry players from around the world have left Toronto. And so the festival is more for the locals at that point. And a lot of the movies that play during the first weekend repeat again somewhere near the end of the festival. So if you've heard some buzz about something that broke up or sort of like rose up from the larger group of films, this is the time to see it. And you can rush line movies because they're not always sold out at that time. It's just a way easier experience rather than, rushing into the festival on the opening weekend and trying to brave the crowds of people from around the world that are here.
Absolutely agree with that, my friend. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. Happy TIFF. And yeah, I know when we run into each other, my eyeball's going to be over here. The other one, I don't know where it's going to be. And our language is going to be,
You could,
that's TIFF life.
well, right after I talk to you here, I'm going to watch my 16th movie. So I'm I have a
My friend,
follow.
I know. I will see you at TIFF. Thank you as much, so much, for doing this. Always looking forward to speaking with you to find out the gems at the Toronto International Film Festival.
I'm looking forward to seeing you there.